What are the best microphones for songwriters, specifically if you play acoustic guitar? That's what we're gonna check out today. By the way, I'm Burt Byler. I'm making Celebrate Americana music here on YouTube, and I thought it might be interesting to show you the decisions I've made as I've made upgrades to microphones on this channel. Now, a couple of ground rules. One, I am going to EQ and compress and use plugins. It doesn't make sense to me to not try to make it sound as absolutely best as possible. Two, I am not an engineer. I'm not a gearhead. I'm not very good at post-production when it comes to music. That's why, in my opinion, most of the time, how good you play and sound is kind of the main thing. But we're gonna try it out. We're gonna see if these mics actually do anything. We're gonna try 5 different setups ranging from just my cell phone all the way to a $1,600 setup, which is what I'm working with now. Also, I wanna show you 2 different types of songs, a finger picking style song and also a louder song, so you can see how the mics match up to those. So the first setup we're going to talk about is my iPhone 12 Pro, nothing else, and this is going to sound like what you imagine a cell phone is going to sound like. Although the mics are pretty good these days.
No matter where you go, we all gotta get home.
I don't know about you, but cell phone microphones sound incredible. It did compress a little bit and kind of cut it off as soon as I hit that chorus, but man, it is crazy what you can do with a cell phone these days. By the way, all of the things that I'm talking about are in the description below. I'm actually an affiliate of Sweetwater, so when you buy from those links, it really helps out the channel. So if you're gonna get some, buy from those links. So I actually got this mic for Christmas. It's a Shure MV88. It's got a little pop filter on it and also plugs straight into your phone. It's worth about $150. It's really, really cool. Let's hear how it sounds.
No matter where you go, we all gotta get home.
So I felt like that one was more direct because I can point this mic at what I'm doing. I felt like I wasn't getting as much as the room, and also it didn't compress it hard when it got to the chorus. It sounded full, and this is such a cool thing. Question for you. Could you tell that big of a difference between the cell phone mic and the Shure MV88? Let me know in the comments. All right, the next section that we're gonna get into, you have to have an audio interface to have microphones to plug into your computer. So I'm gonna add the cost of an audio interface to the total price for the rest of the steps. So the next step I took was a Focusrite Scarlett 212, and you can get one new for $180. They're really affordable. They sound fantastic. I actually don't have one anymore, so I'm using my Audien ID44 right now, but I'm gonna pretend like I did. So the first mic that I used with that interface was actually a Shure SM57. So many of you probably have a 57 or a 58 laying around, and these mics are unbelievable. So 57 is just $100 brand new, or you can find used ones anywhere. So the total price for this setup is $278. Remember, that's counting the interface. So when I started using this, all I would do is put the SM57 just out of frame a little bit, like right here, and whether I was doing a talking head video or recording music. So let's hear how a 57 just right out of frame sounds.
No matter where you go, we all gotta get home.
That sounds fantastic. Some of y'all just need to get an interface and a 57 and work with that. That is enough. Now, it sounds a little thin compared to when we start getting up into the higher echelons of microphones, but man, this is killer. The next mic that I got was an Akg P177. It's worth $109 brand new, so that along with the 57 plus the interface would cost $387. So this is a mic I got just for my acoustic, so I'd use the 57 for my vocal, this on the acoustic. Let's hear how that sounds.
No matter where you go, we all gotta get home.
Starting to get a little more body, adding the mic where you're just recording the acoustic beefs it up a little bit. So just for another $100, you can get a fuller sound. The next thing I got was I decided to get a big boy interface. I got an Audient ID44, which runs you about $700. It's got 4 inputs, plus it sounds amazing, but can you really tell a difference between an interface and another one? For me, I really struggle to tell the difference between the two, but some people say it's better, so whatever. And so with that purchase, I also have gotten better microphones like the one you're looking at right here. So now my setup is the Audient ID44, the Shure SM7B, which everybody on YouTube has. Along with that Shure SM7B, I have a Cloud Lifter CL1. Basically what this does is it just gives you cleaner gain because these mics are really quiet mics. So this just automatically boosts the gain up without giving you any noise. And then I just got this the other day, Akg P177, mainly because my problem with the P170 is I couldn't get enough separation between my vocals and the guitar. This mic was picking up so much of my vocals, and so I wanted to try this. And I want you to answer me the question, is this mic really $300 better than this? By the way, this setup costs $1,647, and we're about to find out if it's worth all of that dadgum money.
No matter where you go, we all gotta get home.
It might be worth the money, y'all. It just sounds big and warm. This thing right here, I mean, just look at the size of the microphone, the difference in these two things. It just felt huge, but not a dirty big, just warm. What'd y'all think? Could you tell much of a difference? I mean, we're talking about over $1,000 in money. Does it sound $1,000 better? All right, so I'm gonna stop yapping and I'm gonna put every one of those videos side by side and we're gonna listen to them in succession and go from cheapest to most expensive and see if they sound that different.
No matter where you go, we all gotta get home. No matter where you go, we all gotta get home. Don't matter where you go, we all gotta get home. No matter where you go, we all gotta get home. No matter where you go, we all gotta get home.
I mean, obviously, when we put them side by side, you can definitely tell a difference, of course. But my first takeaway is that the cell phone mic doesn't sound as bad as you would think. And maybe the Big Daddy mics don't sound as good as you would expect they would. Maybe that's just me, but it's kind of the law of diminishing returns. You can, of course, buy a car that costs $200,000. But is it worth $198,000 more than my 2001 Chevy Venture minivan? Probably not. So I'm editing the video, and of course I forgot to say something. But by the way, I want to show you what these songs sound like with a louder song. Let's check it out.
Don't open up your heart with the roots don't run deep. It's real friends don't come easy. Don't open up your heart with the roots don't run deep. It's real friends your heart, where the roots don't run deep. 'Cause real friends don't come easy. Don't open up your heart, where the roots don't run deep. 'Cause real friends don't come easy. Don't open up your heart, where the roots don't run deep. 'Cause real friends don't come easy.
I mean, same thing. It's amazing how good you can make a cell phone sound. It's also easier to make softer songs sound better for videos, I've experienced. I'm very impressed with all of these setups. And you know what? It all comes down to how good your song is, how good the performance is, and all of this fancy dancy stuff is just icing on the cake. At least that's my feeling about it. Let me know how y'all felt about all this in the comments. I hope it was helpful for some of you. Is there anything else around here that you would like me to do a tutorial on? By the way, musicians, y'all should learn how to make good videos instead of just thinking about audio. How about you get some lights? How about you learn how to do this internet video world? Just my 2 cents. Y'all have a great day, and I'll see you somewhere on down the road.